Okay, brother. My question is, if we have prayed Witr, let's say I already prayed Witr, and then I'm getting, I'm big. Okay, I can pray there this time. Since I have already prayed Witr, still okay to pray Tahajjud after Witr is finished.
Okay, brother asked a very good question, important question, which most of us will come across. The question what brother asked is, suppose he prayed Witr after the Isha Salah, after Sunnat of Isha, if he wanted to pray Witr, if he prayed that and he went to bed during the time of Tahajjud, that's the third part of the night, if he wakes up, is it required for him to continue Tahajjud because he has already completed Witr? Now, before entering into the answer of this question, first we have to know that there are many synonymous terms with respect to Witr. The prayer what is prayed after the Sunnah of Isha and Sunnah of Fajr, until that time is the prayer of night. It's called Salatul Layl, the night prayers. And it is also called as Qiyamul Layl because you stand for a long duration and pray. It is also called as Tahajjud because you are praying the Tahajjud because it's the third part of the night. Different names, it's still referring to the same prayer. Any voluntary prayer which is prayed after the Sunnah of Isha until the Sunnah of Fajr is called as Witr, Salatul Layl, Qiyamul Layl or Tahajjud. There is no difference between these prayers. The naming is just because the way how it is performed. Firstly, if you perform Witr Salah, say you pray 3 rakats of Witr after Sunnah of Isha, then you go to bed. Now you wake up in the night. We believe, rather we conceal ourselves from not praying more because we feel that we have already closed on Witr, and why would we need to pray more? The meaning of the word Witr is odd. The odd number of prayers is what is emphasized by Prophet Muhammad during the night. So after Isha Salah, after the Sunnat of Isha, whatever you pray until the Sunnat of Fajr, it has to be in odd numbers. And what are those permissible numbers? It can be from 1 rakah until 13 rakat. 13 is the maximum rakat you can pray during the night. Like I told you initially, when a Prophet told the Sahabas that it is not your deeds which will make you enter the Jannah, the Sahabas were surprised and asked, Anta ya Rasulullah, what about you, O Prophet Muhammad? Then Prophet Muhammad said, La ilaha yataghammadni Allahu bi rahmatu minhu, illa yataghammadni Allahu bi rahmatu minhu. Unless and until Allah is embracing me with the mercy, I will not be able to enter Jannah. It is not by the deeds what we perform. The maximum limit set for the night prayers is 13 rakats, and that is an authentic narration of Ibn Abbas where Prophet Muhammad used to pray 13 rakats in the house of Maimuna anha. So that is the maximum permissible limit of praying at night. But if you suppose you prayed 3 rakats after Isha Salah, now in the 13 rakah bucket, you have fulfilled only 3 rakats of Witr prayer. Still you are left with 10 rakats of prayer which can be performed during the night. So if you wake up in the night around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, just before the Fajr Salah, before the Waqt of Fajr is arrived, at that time if you wake up, you are eligible to pray the remaining 10 rakats. And after you pray all this, to sum up, the 3 rakats what you prayed before you going to sleep and the 10 rakats what you prayed before the Fajr will add up to 13 rakats, which is still an odd number, which is still meaning that you have prayed Witr. And the best time to pray this Tahajjud, best time to pray this night prayer is the third part of the night. Why? There is an authentic narration where Prophet Muhammad said that the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will descend upon you until the lower heavens, until the heavens just above you, and Allah is looking for people who is interested in asking Him. Allah will grant their needs, Allah will forgive their bad deeds. Allah is the one who is ready to give them whatever they ask. So it is that closeness you build with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so it is the best apt time for you to ask for prayer. But if you fear that you might not be able to perform the night salah, like brother asked, you can perform 3 rakats before going to bed, and once you wake up you can continue the remaining 10. It is not mandatory for you to complete the remaining 10. You can pray 2 rakats. Any even number of rakats you can pray, so that the sum is adding up to odd number 13 and not more than that. Because it is not our deeds which is going to make us enter, because it is the tradition of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam which we have to stick to, because there are many people who confuse this with the Tarawih. There is no word called Tarawih in the dictionary of Quran and Sunnah. It is nothing but Salatul Layl or Qiyamul Layl is what is considered as Tarawih, what is offered during the Ramadan prayers. But if you see the authentic narration of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Sahih Bukhari, it is mentioned that Aisha radhiyallahu anha narrated, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to pray not more than 11 rakats, 8 plus 3, so 11 rakats during Ramadan and non-Ramadan period. So there is no difference between the prayer what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to pray during the Ramadan and other period. It has to be same. So maximum is like 13 rakats. Even if you pray this 3 rakat of Witr, you can wake up and pray 2 rakat or 4 or until 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 or whatever you prefer, and hence you complete this 13 rakat. That is the maximum. So what Aisha radhiyallahu anha says, the 11 rakats is the one what he performed in Aisha radhiyallahu anha's house, and in Maimuna radhiyallahu anha's house he has performed until 13 rakats. So 13 is the upper limit above which we should not exceed. So maximum we have to ensure that we will stick to this range. It can be from 1 rakat to 13 rakat, and when it comes to praying Witr, like the brother asked, praying Witr, it should not be like the way how you pray Maghrib prayer. You should not be sitting in between. For the 3rd rakat only, you have to sit in the posture of giving salam and read all the supplication and give salam. Until then, you're not supposed to sit for long duration. For small duration is okay. Otherwise, usually in the 2nd rakat, while ending the prayer, we'll sit like the way how we do in Maghrib. The 2nd rakat, we'll sit in a posture and we'll supplicate At-Tahiyatu Lillahi. So instead of doing that, only in the 3rd rakat it is allowed for us to sit and pray this Witr. And there is one other addition to Witr, is that either before going to Ruku or before going to Ruku, in the ultimate rakah, the last rakat of your prayer, you have to, there is a supplication which is taught by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You can recite those supplication, and that is the difference between Witr and Maghrib prayer. And yes, it is permissible for you to continue your prayers even if you completed Witr. Witr does not mean the end of the prayer, it means the oddness of the prayer. So you still, as long as you maintain the odd number of prayers, you are still good to go.
لهم درجات